So we bounce their pack leader, they're tapped out here. Back to their hand. Ours is a 7/7. With Itsy Bitsy Trample. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. We've got some really groovy content for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe for your chance to win a complete rare play set. You heard me right. That's a lot of dollar redos, and the giveaway will trigger at 35,000 subscribers. So subscribe yourself, tell your friends to get in on it as well. And if you're looking for additional information, or maybe you want to support the channel, check out the Linktree link. It's got all of the latest and greatest for you guys, HGG related. Today, we will be playing standard 2022 Simic Stompy. Kind of feels a little tempo-ish, but at the end of the day, if you thought mono green was a dirty deck, I've got a news flash. It gets far worse, and we are dominating mono green decks today with this build. So you are in luck if you liked that mono green build, and this just adds a ton of instant speed interaction to it, and it really, really helps. So we're gonna break down the deck list in today's video, talk about the strategies, synergies, showcase a whole bunch of gameplay footage to demonstrate all of that to you guys, and then wrap up with our final thoughts, deck review, and all the good stuff, right? So again, thank you all for your time and attention. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Many magical blessings bestowed upon you for your attention. Enjoy today's video, and yeah, let's get into it. $60 card, best of one, standard 2022, average mana value of the deck is 2.2. 19 non-creatures, 20 creatures, 21 land to support the light average mana value, and this is a snow deck. We have the Ascendant Spirit, Blizzard Brawl, Faceless Haven to utilize the snow mechanic, and this is like the worst version of mono green, right? We're still using Rangers class, we're still using Werewolf pack leader, but we use Glasspool Mimic to copy the Werewolf, which is incredible. So that's an amazing draw engine. We have Toski in the deck to help us out with that draw. We have fight effects, counter effects, and bounce effects. Very, very good. We have a little bit of end game if it gets dirty with potential control matchup via Koma, which is really nice, and of course the Snow Havens to attack. So that's kind of the general strategy and synergy to the deck. If you guys know Magic, you don't want to watch, jump into the chapters below. That's fine, I understand. And you can jump right into the gameplay footage. But for anyone who wants a deep dive, they want to be able to pilot this deck effectively and efficiently without stumbling their first 3 matches and losing, then this in-depth part is for you. So the Ascendant Spirit for 1 mana, a 1/1 in which we can dump our mana into at instant speed. This is really good. This allows us to have a creature in play that they're worried about us putting our mana into while holding up our instant speed effects, right? We have the Denial as an instant speed, we have Inscription of Abundance, we have Quandrix Command. This is all really, really nice instant speed interaction that we can engage with our opponent. And if we don't need to use it, then we can still utilize that mana that we left open to cast those spells into the Ascendant Spirit. Now this is great. So for 2, it becomes a 2/3, and you have to pay the levels as they go. So you have to pay level 1, then you have to pay level 2, then you have to pay level 3. Level 2 is for 3 snow mana. It becomes a 4/4 with flying, which is pretty crazy. And then if you pay 4, it will gain 2 +1/+1 counters, so a 6/6, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So this is a very, very nice way to keep up your mana for interaction. If you don't need it, dump it into your spirit. Similar to the Swarm Shambler, but you can dump more mana in. This is a 1/1. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's a 0/0, sorry, but with that counter, it's a 1/1. And whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. This is very, very nice. This ability stacks, so we can have multiple Swarm Shamblers in play, which is really, really nice. And if they target something with a counter, we can make a whole bunch of insects, and there are plenty of ways in the deck to put counters on things, which is really cool. So one of those, I guess not one of those ways, sorry, but Blizzard Brawl is a fight effect. If you have 3 snow permanents, it will gain +1 and indestructible for the turn. It's not a counter. Pardon me for maybe insinuating that it was. I caught myself. And the fight effect, right? So Blizzard Brawl, probably the best card in Standard 2021, or 2022, sorry, if you ask me. And we have small creatures in the deck, but they will quickly grow in size and become quite formidable. And just the spot removal for 1 mana is insane. So Blizzard Brawl is great. Back to the Swarm Shambler, +1/+1 counters though. We do have the Rangers class. The level 2, whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. That's a way to put them on anything. We also have the Quandrix Command, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature at instant speed. So that's a great way to do it with the Swarm Shambler as well. So we're casting at instant speed. Decisive Denial, this is a fight or counter target non-creature spell unless they pay 3 for 2 at instant speed. Great. And of course, the rest of Quandrix Command, instant speed for 3. Return creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Counter artifact or enchantment spell. Put the 2 counters on a creature, or target player shovels 3 cards from their library or from their graveyard back into their library, which is great. So, you know, the counters and the bounce effect are my favorite here, but you also may want to stack the +1/+1 counters on your creatures, which is great. Coming back to the counters, the Inscription of Abundance, I think I forgot to mention this. For 2, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature at instant speed. If you kick it for 3, you can choose multiples. You can have target creature you control fight target creature you don't control, and you can gain X life among the greatest power among creatures you control, which is nice. So that's kind of going on there. We have the Glasspool Mimic, a 0/0 entering the battlefield as a copy of a creature, except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition. You know, I'm copying the pack leader because then we get multiple draws. It's a 3/3 with pack tactics. Whenever you attack with creatures totaling power 6 or more, draw a card, right? So we go with multiple pack leaders, we get multiple draws. And we can give it base power and toughness of 5/3 and trample for 4 mana, which is pretty cool. And the +1/+1 counters will add to that 5/3, remember, which is really nice. They transfer over. Toski, indestructible, can't be countered, detects each combat if able, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, right? So we have bounce effects, we have fight effects. You better bet we'll be dealing damage to our opponent every single turn. The pack leader draws, Toski draws with everything, which is really, really cool. And then finally, Koma is 6/6, can't be countered. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 3/3, and then you can sacrifice one of the 3/3s to give Koma indestructible, or tap a permanent and have it lose its abilities and stuff, which is pretty cool as well. So other than that, the only thing I forgot to mention is that the Ascendant Spirit's final ability for 4 is stackable. You can pay that over and over and over to accumulate the +1/+1 counters and stack that draw ability up, which is pretty crazy as well if the game does go on that long, which is something else. So what's really cool about this deck is if your opponent has damage-based removal, you can not counter it, you can save your counters, but you can probably bounce one of their permanents and put counters on your creature to avoid the removal, right? And then hopefully the Swarm Shambler's in play and you're getting insects from that. That part of it's really cool. Added on to, if you're not spending that mana, you dump it into the Spirit. And of course, copying the pack leader with the Mimic is insane. And then Toski on top. Oh, it's too much, you guys. So I hope you're kind of getting a better idea of how this deck is meant to function. We'll break into the gameplay footage now and showcase exactly that. I have very high hopes for this deck. There's in the sideboard here 4 cards that we're going to change to the deck when we wrap up at the end of the video. So make sure to watch until the end so you don't have an incomplete version of the deck. And this is a good deck. Like if you guys were worried about mono green, you're frustrated with mono green, I think that this might be worse. I honestly feel that this is a better deck than mono green, but we're going to need all of you guys to be that sample size for us. So let me know in the comments how you make out with the deck, what you think it could have in it as well as we go, because we're going to discuss all that at the end. So enjoy the gameplay footage. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel to get in on the D&D Rare Playset giveaway, and join the community within the Linktree link description below, or you can give it a Google. Let's go. Going first, not a great hand, but definitely not a bad hand. Plenty of land, some early draw, some interaction early on as well, right? It's not like a couple land and all 5 drops. So we're just gonna try to get there. Let's send out the love. All is well. They're untapped. This is nice. Really want to hit that 4th land. Let's do it next turn, because then we can hold up the counterspell here, potentially. I don't know what they'd play. Something annoying that we can't actually touch. Let's just get after it, right? Bounce this back, we'll take the counters. Hit for 3. And then if we pull a land, we go Toski. If we don't, we repeat and play the land tapped. We should just swing through this thing, right? Take the kill. I'm completely okay with that. Pass our turn. We still have nice instant speed interaction here. Oh no. That's a scoop, ladies and gentlemen. Too good to be true sometimes. Hit for 5, draw 1. Let's get that untapped. Typically we save the Glasspool Mimic to copy the Werewolf. We did that in the deck tech, I'm sure, but we don't have it, so just play it and then we can kick the Inscription. They need to exile Toski and destroy the Shambler. A single angel. We can kick this still? Oh my god. Hit for 9. Draw 2. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Our opponent plays first. We still have, you know, a very aggressive turn 1, turn 2. We get our 3rd land. So, do we go with the Werewolf? I think so. Maybe not. It looks like they have stuff. Ah, screw it. Let's go for it. Go big or go home. We have a Glasspool Mimic on the pack leader. That would be amazing. So if they're tapped out here, we're good to go. I'm worried about an untapped mountain. They don't have 3 snow permanents though, so I'm not worried about it actually. Okay, that's better. That's better, so totally okay here. So we have a couple fairly neat options. We can immediately take the draw through the pack leader, but I don't think we're getting any value from that. So I will just clone the pack leader this turn. And this deck just has so many cool plays. I absolutely love it. Mono green had the spotlight off the start, but throw a little blue in that bad boy. Now, oh no, now we've got counter magic. So we're just gonna take a double draw here. If they deal damage, we can command and just push it up. So we can counter this, or we can put out more damage. I say just put out more damage. Oh, another pack leader. Now we're talking. Down to 6, right? So it's like gonna be pretty hard to recover from that, even if they have a field wipe here. We have removal next turn. They're trying to draw, so 2 mana gone. I think that's a good game. Right? 2 for 2. Putting Prismari on their heels is maybe one of the best ways to beat them, because once Goldspan hits, if you don't have an answer for that right away, oh, it's gonna hurt. It's such a good card. Maybe we should put red in, use Goldspan Dragon, right? If anything gets banned, it's Goldspan Dragon. It's just so good. Unfortunately, they don't have an answer, and that was a really easy win for us. Nothing special in this hand, but it's not bad enough to throw away, so I think we should keep it. Let's just keep tempo. More Prismari. That's lovely. I don't think we're fast enough this time, unless we get some really nice top decks here. Swarm Shambler's a good way to deter them from removing it. Let's just take it slow. Guarantee we have a turn 3 availability. They're taking their turn 2 off as well. Well, they could put a mountain in play and fry one of our creatures. We would get 2 insects, though, by them targeting one of them, right? So stacking Shamblers is actually pretty cool. If there's targeted removal. And we can hold up Denial as well. So let's pass our turn. We hold up Denial, and if we don't Denial, we sink in the mana to the Shambler. We'd make 3 insects if they target us. And this isn't the threat to me, so just go ahead. You can do that. I'd rather put that mana into my insects than countering a nonsense draw spell. Right? We need to counter that Draconic Intervention. Fourth land off the top is nice. Pass turn. I mean, eventually Draconic Intervention won't work unless they exile something really good. Typically, I don't play slow, but so we're making the insects. And they're dealing 3 damage to this thing. So let me just push it up. And that way we still have counter magic. And now we can push up these other 2. And we got 3 insects. Pow! That was awesome, man. Swarm Shambler's OP. Have you guys ever won a match with a 1 mana value fungi? Dude, we did. Nice. That was deadly. Going first with another one of these really awkward hands. I'm just gonna keep it. We've been rolling, so Don't interfere with what's been working. And, wow. 3 Swarm Shamblers for the triple insect. And then we had instant speed interaction, so our creature still survived. And then we were just going to get that massive attack there. And we would have still held up counter magic for their field wipe. Flawless. A little bit of Paladin in my life. Land and tapped. Shambler out. Trade with it? I think so. They're not into it. I don't want to double block it, really. Well, I guess that wouldn't matter. Unless they had a secret spell to push it up, which we have to assume they do, right? I don't want to wait on the future and then get burned. So we definitely need to push these Shamblers up. Pass our turn. A really nice way to utilize our mana and then still hold up instant speed interaction. Let's push it into the spirit, I think. They thought about the removal. There's no attacks here, so we'll just play our werewolf. Pass turn, counter magic / fight is open. Oh, that's frustrating. We're gonna kill the painter because I don't want a dragon coming in with 2 treasures. That's like a 6/6, right? Goldspan dragon 6/6. Okay, easy match for us to win now, right? So, you know, if you want it, it can be a 4/4. It's still too good, but I just don't want it to be, you know, powered up boss mode creatures. Keep that. Oh! Right. And you see there why we did it, because, you know, why wouldn't they have a Goldspan dragon? Everybody does. Maybe we can race them. We get the draw, which is great. Go to blockers. They don't have enough mana. Oh, they do because the frustrating. Go to damage. Oh, they don't buff it up. Great news for us. Do they have a Shadow's Verdict? Nah. Maybe they do. That's why they did this. Such a silly block. This is so greedy. We're gonna get burnt so bad for this. If they don't have a verdict, we're gonna smash and dash. Basically, the only way to compete with the Goldspan Dragon is to hit above your weight class, and hopefully you don't get haymakered by the big boy. Right, just get in there, see if you can do it. Try your best, kid. It's not verdict, but You see how we still got burnt? Okay, okay. Ouch. Lesson learned, right? Every time I go for it and I be greedy, we get punished. I'm not going to stop doing it, though. Alright, our opponent is playing first, and there's really not a lot I want to do with this hand. So we're going to toss it. This looks better. Throw the Brawl for now. And just try to get into Toski. That last match, oh man, made me so sad, right? We had 2 pack leaders in hand. But then they would have probably just had lethal in the air anyways. So even if we were conservative, I'm in the last match, so I think we would have got burned anyways. But, you know. Bummer. It looks like it's the exact same thing going to happen to us again. Right? We love that. So we're going to kill the painter as a priority. They want to sack the Ghast. Then they'll have 2 treasures. 3 treasures, actually. To showdown. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, look, it's Goldspan Dragon again. Oh, gross. Maybe that should have came in as a blue source. I don't know what's wrong with me here. So I'm a little bit frustrated with Goldspan Dragon, if I'm being honest. Let's hit, see what they do about it. That's fine. Making a treasure. And then let's slay this thing. So the dragon doesn't get a token. And then we bounce the dragon back to their hand. That gives them more treasures, though. They attack. They're probably going to use that treasure right now on for specimens. Guaranteed. So maybe we leave the dragon. We bounce the token. We bounce the dragon, they get the treasure to replay the dragon. If only we had a Blizzard Brawl right here, that would be epic, but we do not. So if we can dodge removal, maybe we can push up our creature. Well, that's a great blocker. So is that. Dang it. Freaking Goldspan Dragon. I'm telling you, this card is good, man. We're just dead next turn. Unless we get a wicked awesome spell off the top. Right, we'll need to bounce the dragon on their next attack phase. Okay. Wonder why they didn't do that earlier. Our opponent plays first. The hand looks fine. Let's see if we can make the most out of it. Rangers classes go. We need some more snowland in a big, big way. Push up the spirit because they want to kill the dog. I seen you looking at it. Okay, they're looking and putting some into the grave and then some off of their library. They draw one. Curate. Cool. It's a nice budget card. Grixis. Uh-oh. What-oh. They're going to field wipe us at any time. Let's hold up counter magic, I guess. I think the counter magic is important. The curate's fine. It's just a field wipe we need to stop. You got Willis. Well, that is not a field wipe, but we definitely need to stop the re-entry of Koma. It's a reanimator deck. Got him. What the counterspell / fight effect is all about. Going first, and well, it's not a bad hand. It's less awkward than we've seen, but maybe it maybe this will work. I do want to play that pack leader before the spirit. We should be using snarls to get around that instead of the pathways. But, you know, HGG's just your classic ding-a-ling. We could make this deck better. And stay tuned for version 2. And, of course, we're going to go over that and other ideas when we wrap up our gameplay footage. We do the deck review and talk about where we want to take the deck from here. Rangers class is fine. I do not care. Let's just deal with it right now. Bounce. Hit for 5. Got him. Oh, but mono green's the best deck ever. It's good deck. Really good deck. Add some other cool cards in there, though. It might be better. Just my personal opinion, of course. I mean, I'd like to see them deal with a 5/5 with 3 mana. Truly would. Should we fight it or bounce it? Just take the fight. I doubt they can buff for 1. Yeah, the snakeskin does protect it, but they can't stop us still. And then we're just going to bounce them when they go to do something on their turn. We still get our damage in like we want. We could have bounced it and pushed ourselves to 7. That would have been better. Because they were tapped, I believe, right? So maybe that was a little bit of a misplay on our behalf. So we bounce their pack leader. They're tapped out here. Back to their hand. Ours is a 7/7. With itsy bitsy trample. Got him. Nice. And I think we could have even been more disruptive if I wasn't so click happy there. Well, again, this just goes to show why we should have snarls in the deck. Because this would be a perfect hand with a snarl. If that was a snarl, absolutely perfect. It's still not bad. We just pretend we're mono green until we get the blue. You know what I mean? But it could be better. And it will be better in the future. And that makes it not matter, really, just with the next land. But, you know, maybe we brick and we needed only those 2 lands of both colors. And even the Snarl would be better because then we could turn 1 drop the Spirit, turn 2 drop the Pack Leader, instead of just the Shambler. Like, it does make sense. I don't want to just give them the Werewolf 1 for 1. I want to make them take the token, we keep the enchantment, right? So it's good value that spreads around. Get the Shambler out. They're going to remove the Wolf right now before it gets its counter. No, they just counter with Walry's Disruption, the Shambler. Okay. So we just counter their spell. I'm sure they have another. It is what it is. Unfortunately, we don't have enough mana for double counters. Even though it would be an option. Well, it is now. Push the Wolf to a 5. Okay. So we draw instead. Play another Wolf token. Counter their counterspell. How annoying must that be? Mono green deck with counterspells? Get out of here. They have 3 cards in hand. 2 cards in hand. Can they make it work? Shambler goes out. They have to remove the Wolf now. Should we push the second one? No. Because they're going to remove the Wolf right now? Yeah. So, it would give it -4 if I cast, which we could not save it. Two Shamblers are nice if they have single target removal, right? Then we're getting those insects, we can keep applying pressure. They take a draw, looking for a verdict for sure. 2 to the top, that means they found it. We just want to keep everything in our hand. Take what we can get. Down to 9. They're still going to have to follow up though, right? We're not just folding in like we did before. LOL. That would be a nasty counter. Just back to our hand. Not the worst. They do get a good draw here. Like a really nice draw. Maybe they pull it off. Yikes. We better get to work. We don't have enough green sources. This should have been a green source. I didn't expect it to be like this, man. Okay, more beholds. We're behind, but we can catch up, right? We can get Rangers class leveled up at the very minimum. Yeah, you jerk. Oh, no. That is good.
Control, one must first know.
We can bounce it at will. Another blue land. Frustrating on the land here. This wouldn't be frustrating with the snarls. Okay. Double trouble, right?
For they, my will cannot be denied.
It is brutal with the land, I'll tell you what. That is not good. All islands. Grin bone on the land here. Typically, it's not an issue. It's never been an issue. And it's going to be less of an issue in the future.
Oh, yes.
And we messed up this land drop. We were too excited to go for it.
Your tiny mind couldn't possibly
This
grasp
is
my
going to be a good game here. Right, 'cause the land's not doing anything. And they're just taking the draws. We'll just show ourselves out, right? So this hand looks super duper versatile. We shall keep it. Cleric is annoying. I'm gonna go Spirit before Shambler because we can push it up to a 2-3 and maybe that stops an attack. Spirit is grody. So we're just behind them a little bit, which is the frustrating part. Let's just go Rangers class. No attacks. And then we can deal with that Spirit. We have 2 brawls and we could pay 3 for it anyways. So, you know, the hand's so cheap that nothing that they do matters. That seems like really, really weird, man. Take the 2 damage. Throw Indestructible on the Spirit. Push into Rangers class. Attack with everybody. Push up the Spirit again. Some damage. There's some damage, right? We're gonna hit for 7. Uh-oh. There's some damage too. It's not so bad. I think we're keeping pace. We have a nice chump blocker here. Redain's nice, but I don't think it's that good. Should we just bounce it? Flawless victory. Ow. I do think the deck has a ton of potential. It feels really, really good. Alright, 2022 Simic Stompy. There was a bit of a spoiler at the start of the video. I don't know if anyone caught that in the deck tech, but we had the Snarl highlighted because I was adding them to the sideboard. And you heard me mention this a few times in the video. I think this deck would be better with the Snarl. Well, there it is. Why don't we add it to the deck, right? So it's really easy for anyone who wants to do it. Just dump out these pathways and you bring in these Snarls, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. There's your new deck. I'm gonna have this as the final list for you guys in the description below, just so you don't have to worry about that. And I think that this will really up the consistency of those turn 1, turn 2 plays, because, you know, there are certain matchups where we want to play a Spirit on turn 1 and then we want to play a Pack Leader on turn 2. This is only an option through the Vineglimmer Snarl right now. So that's definitely something that we should have had in the deck from the start, but it's hard to be perfect all the time, especially when we get so close, right? So that's kind of how I personally operate. Get close, work on it again as you go, right? If you try to be perfect before you get going, you'll never get going. And I'm sure there's more to the deck. So I'm falling back on you guys. How can we improve this deck? What's it missing? What do you think we could do to change it to make it maybe a little bit more consistent? Things like this. Let me know in the comments below. And of course, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a magical day. There'll be 2 playlists popping up in just a second, free to play and standard 2022 videos. So whichever you like most, check another out if you have time. And we'll see you soon in the next. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friends, and check out the Linktree link.